All right, let me show you what this is all about. So, what do you get inside the Skool course? So, this is the community right here. We've got this discussion section. That's this, right, that you're looking at right here. It's Calc 2, Calc 3, Diff EQ, Abstract Algebra, Real Analysis, Linear Algebra, Number Theory, Business Calculus, Calc 1. If you don't see it on here and you want it, just request it. I can make anything you want, right? So let's just look at Calc 2 for a second, right? So here's BYU. Somebody submitted a exam prep, right? And so if you'll look, this is what they submitted. This is just an exam review. There's no questions on here at all, right? There's no problems on here. It just gives you an idea. The teacher gave them this, and this is all the things you got to study and whatnot. So what I did was I created this exam prep, right? So you can click on any one of these things. So I created problems for each one of those topics, right? And so when you submit a homework, a practice test, a previous exam, anything, I'm going to create something like what you're seeing right here with these clickable links where you can skip around. And it's got different tips and tricks, Woody calculus style, right? And what I mean by that is you're going to take a problem, like if you got limit comparison test, right? I'm going to show you what to look for. So, like limit comparison test, you only use that when you're adding and subtracting terms. When you're adding and subtracting terms, so we learn to identify and then we execute a script. So, step one is choose your b sub n. Step two is take the limit, get the constant, and so on. So, that's how I do things in this course. I show you step by step, right? And so you get limit comparison test down, and then you go on to direct comparison test, learn to identify that. So you learn to identify and execute. This system works no matter what level of mathematics you're in, right? So we could go to Diff EQ, right? I had a student submit their homework, right? This is from this semester, okay? And they submitted their homework, and I made complete homework solutions, and it's got everything. Like, so this is a very small homework. If you saw the actual homework, it's only 7 problems, but this whole thing right here is 31 pages, okay? And I take you through everything step by step, okay? I show you step by step how to do this the Woody calculus way. And what you're going to do is you write the problem, then you write the solution, and you say the solution out loud as you write it. And then you wait, a few hours later, you do that again. And I have a lot of tricks on how to do this. This is all subconscious training. This is peak performance training. Okay. So, if you rewrite this stuff before you go to bed at night, and then you get up the next morning and you rewrite it again, right? And then later on that day, you rewrite it again, and then you do it that night, and the next morning, that's 5 times, right? And you say it out loud to yourself as you do it. That's how you get this stuff. What they show us in college, is I'm going to show you how to do this problem, and you're going to take it home, you're going to try it on your own, and then you can't do it. That's backwards. That doesn't work in any other discipline. You have to practice it several times to get the procedure down, and then you execute. So you learn how to recognize, identify, and then execute a script. That way you go into the test and you know exactly what you're doing, right? This works. This works for me. This works for all the successful mathematicians that I know. Anybody who did well in math in grad school or upper level mathematics. Because once you get up into Calc 2, Calc 3, and all these other courses like abstract algebra, and Diff EQ and whatnot, you have to do it differently. And this way is actually easier. It's going to save you time so you can do other things in college that are more fun than just banging your head against the wall trying to figure out how your professor did something in class, right? That's not how you do it. So we categorize everything. So let me show you the classroom. Here's the classroom up here, and you've got all your different courses, right? And whatnot. So I've got AP Calculus BC. I've got all the exams with solutions going back to the 70s, I think going back to 1969, right? And then like Calculus 2 Mastery, here's all your carousel lessons, right? So if you want to know about Taylor series, here it is in these easy slideshows, right? But we also have videos, right? So those are the carousel lessons, right? And so like Calculus 2 techniques of integration, you go here and look. Here's integration by parts. We break this down into types. There's only 3 different types of integration by parts. Isn't that something? And you can expand these two and make them bigger, right? There you go. You can expand this, make it
Okay,
bigger.
I want to throw
And I
this
show
one.
you how to do everything step by step, and you just do it with me, and then you do it again, then you do it again. And if you can do integration by parts type one, right? Here's integration by
Right,
parts type one. If you can do this, right? You can do all the other integration by parts type one. And there's only three types. There's only three types of trig substitution. There's only three types of partial fraction decomposition, and so on and so forth. That's how we approach everything, whether it's Calc 3, Calc 2, differential equations, abstract algebra. You can categorize, right? And then you learn to identify that category and you execute a script. It's as easy as that. So going back to the classroom, right? This Calc 3 video course, this is everything you need to know for Calc 3. We have carousel lessons, right? We've got animations, videos, problem sets. Everything you need to know for Calc 3 is in here. And for specific schools, Colorado State University, I've got everything in here. I've got Calc 2, Calc 3, differential equations, linear algebra. I've got past exams going back several years. And this is not the only school. We've got Arizona, University of Arizona. We've got UCSD, abstract algebra. But here's what you got to understand, okay, is that it doesn't matter what school you go to, they're all doing the same thing, right? Everybody's doing the same thing, okay? So you just learn the underlying structure, right? You learn the game is rigged. That's what I'm trying to tell you is that the game is rigged. I'll show you how it's rigged. You learn that underlying structure and you practice it that way. And all of a sudden it becomes easy, right? You go into the test, you know exactly what you're doing. You just sit down and you execute. Okay. Now, the first thing you want to do when you sign up for your 7-day free trial is send me a chat. The chat notifications are right up here. If I tag you in something, like if you send me a homework solution set, homework set, I'll make solutions. I say within 24 hours, but I can usually get these out within a few hours, right? But I just want to, if things get really busy, you just got to be patient, but definitely within 24 hours. There's no doubt about that. I'll stay up all night if I have to, right? So I'm going to take care of you. That's what this is all about. You've got direct access to me, and I take care of all of my students, right? I've got your back. That's the deal. And up here, notifications. So if I tag you into something, you can check those notifications there, right? Up here is where you send and receive chats. I got a chat waiting for me right now. As soon as I get off this video, I'm going to go on there. I'm going to, take care of whatever problem that student has. So like, look at all these different things we've got going on here. And there's pages and pages and pages of classrooms. Here's the best part. You can search for anything you want. So let's just say, integration by parts. By parts. Integration by parts. All right. You search there. Look at this. In the community, there's 38 entries for integration by parts. There's only three types. So that's all you got to know is how do you master those three types? Then you move on to the next technique of integration and master those three types. Look at the classroom right here. 277 entries for integration by parts. We've got it going on, right? Look at that. Pages, pages, and pages. 28 pages of integration by parts, right? And you got a question like, where do I find this? Where do I find that? Go up to the search. And if you're still having a hard time finding something, you send me a chat, right? Just text me up here in the chat. And if I don't have it, I'm going to make it for you. Because like I said, I take care of my students. I'm getting a lot of good feedback. We did this fall of last year, all right? We started this last year, fall 2025. And then we had spring 2026. And then this summer. And most of my Calc 2 students are coming back. Well, every Calc 2 student that reports back to me, hey, how'd you do? A's across the board. Students coming in halfway through the semester who are failing end up pulling up their grade, right? I can't guarantee anything, but if you apply this strategy that I'm talking about here, it's like a function. You put the work in, you're going to get the results out, right? It's like learning a language or learning music or sports or anything, but this doesn't take any specific kind of ear for music. It doesn't take any physical ability. It's very straightforward. You want to do integration by parts? Let's just say there are three types. You take type one. I'll give you a good problem. That's what you go on here. You come find good problems. I'll give you a good problem. You rewrite it and talk yourself through it like I do in the video. And then you rewrite it. You talk yourself through it like I did in the video. And you'll start to see around the third repetition, wait a second, I'm getting this. And you do 5, just for extra room. Then you go to the test, you sit down and you look at it and go, I know exactly what this is. I know exactly how to do this problem. I'm actually enjoying this test. And that's where we have it, right? You don't even have to think. You just muscle memory, right? It's second nature. So check it out. There's a 7-day free trial. You sign up. I've got your back. Let's do this. Send me a chat as soon as you get on there, all right? And then we'll start talking and we'll get it done.